Hey y'all, James here before the show starts to tell you about 2023's MLM Pod Patreon Pledge Drive, taking place live at twitch.tv/Mostly Speaking Sentai on April 15th, starting at 9 a.m. What is it, you wonder? Well, in an attempt to get you to subscribe to patreon.com/MLM Pod, where you can listen to our premium content like This Existed, Engaged with Nicolas Cage, Mostly Speaking Sentai After Dark, and so much more, I'll be streaming live until we get to 40 patrons or I pass out. Starting now, for every 10 new patrons we get, I'll be doing the extremely spicy Pocky One Chip Challenge. That goes for $1 patrons, $5 patrons, and $10 patrons, so go subscribe now. The live stream will include video games, watch-alongs of Los Luchadores and Stick It in Detroit, a live recording of Formulaic with R2 Shelby 2, me working out, showing as much skin as Twitch's terms of service will allow, call-ins, music making, and more. So again, that's Saturday, April 15th, starting at 9 a.m. twitch.tv/Mostly Speaking Sentai. Go subscribe now to patreon.com/MLM Pod to make sure the party starts off hectic with me eating a lot of spicy chips. Now, enjoy some good Marshland Media podcasting. Toodaloos! Today on the Dirt Bike Track, we learn time slows deep in the depths of the dirt-filled earth. I may be 29 for the second time here on the surface, but I'm only 1.5 in cave years. Goo goo gaga.
I'm sorry.
And this is Mostly Speaking Spider-Man. Yes, guys, like I said, goo goo gaga, I'm a little baby and my balls are not dropped yet. That's right, everyone. If you've been picturing my penis, picture my testicles far up inside my abdomen.
Hairless.
That's why I'm trying to get cum gutters. I'm trying to get so muscular I can finally pop them out of me. God damn it. It hurts now. They're just
what hurts?
The testicles constantly being inside of me.
Oh, yeah.
It's as if, like, if your ovaries were twice, or actually more than twice, if your ovaries were just real swollen, think of that, Nicole. Your fallopian tubes are just in there, not operating how they should be. You gotta pop them out.
They lift, bro.
Guys, I've done this before. I've said, I have to put a filter on my voice. MC Chris style. This is me, sans filter, okay? That's why I have to do all this work to make sure I'm not bleeding into everyone else's microphone, so then my modulated voice won't be overlaid with my unmodulated voice.
Yeah.
It's complicated. Clean. Yes, clean. You know, we should just be recording in a separate room.
All right,
guys. See you later, Nicole.
See ya.
Nicole is my co-host, the Bricks Jakis.
Yeah.
How are you?
You know, I'm living. Mm-hmm. I'm living my life the best that I fucking can.
I'm living my life.
Despite forces that are outside of my control.
Mm-hmm. Like your ankle health.
Literally, so I don't know if I say it a lot on the podcast.
But your body's broken.
That I'm built like a senior citizen. But this truly just like is proof for real that like my joke isn't really a joke. It's just fact.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked up my ankle. You want to know how? Sitting.
Yay. As I've said before, it might not have been on this podcast, but, you know, people will say this, oh, when God made you, he broke the mold. That's what people say to me. But for Nicole is, man,
God broke a mold and then used it one more time.
They said, God said, oh, shoot, I got to make one more human today. And Nicole is that broken mold.
Yeah, dude.
You're a broken mold, baby.
So I think it was like from sitting crisscross for too long And I was like, I don't know what would that do to my foot? And the only thing that I could come up with is like, maybe like partially tore a ligament or something. So our friend MC Deep visited.
MC.
So we were walking around and shit. And then I was like, oh, and I looked at my foot and it was swollen.
Getting diesel.
So I've been ricing.
Uh-huh.
I've been ricing just the last 2 days.
Yep.
And it's feeling a lot better.
And I've been dealing with TurboTax today. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I did not complete my order, but they charged me, so I've been dealing with that. Guest is like, what the fuck?
Were you aware of the like class action lawsuit against them?
No, but I should probably get on it because I have technically been using them for like 8 years.
It was like because they were advertising that it was free, but then charged people.
So mine has been free up until the last 4 years because you can't use their free service with self-employed. So
you might as well just fucking, well, I don't know.
Not do my taxes. Yeah. So that's...
Well, no, so I pay for QuickBooks and it's free with QuickBooks.
Okay, well, I found a place to do it for free through irs.gov because I make far below the $79,000 maximum.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, imagine if I was making
that much money.
I know, a year? Jesus.
I could get a bionic ankle.
Nicole, I could just say, hey, you don't have to work anymore.
I could just pay someone to carry me.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You could pay someone $40,000 a year to carry you and still have 39 left over.
Yeah, man.
Damn, pay me.
Still like 4 times what I'm making.
Man, when I was making like $48,000 a year,
living like a king.
I know, even though I was still living like I am right now.
Yeah.
Just maybe taking you out to eat.
But doing things.
Yeah, taking you out to eat maybe 3 nights out of the week.
That's too much.
I loved it, though. That was my love language. Feeding you food.
Feeding me.
Yay. But let's get into our guest today because I need to make an amendment from last week's episode. I stated the most popular shows on Marshland Media are formulaic and mostly speaking Sentai. That is a lie because technically today's guest is the host, as I am the co-host, of our most popular show, which is, you know him from Sweet Child of Time or Sweet Child of Dark, Sweet Child of 1999. It's Steve the Barnes, Introvoid.
Hello, Introvoid is here. Hello, James and Nicole.
Hi. What ails you mentally or physically?
Jeez. There's so much I could go on here, but I think I'll stick with the ankle talk, Nicole, because I wanted to join you with some ankle commiseration.
Hell yeah.
I've got a jacked up ankle too, and you know how I messed up my ankle? By sitting on it. Because I would always sit with my right leg. This is what I did for years. Sit with my right leg tucked underneath of my left leg, cutting off the circulation to my foot.
Yeah.
And that's what screwed everything up, is the cutting off the circulation thing. So after years and years of that, I developed like, what do you call it? Plantar scolitis or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm still dealing with it. I've completely ruined my ankle just by sitting on it. So sit properly. Don't cut off any circulation while you're sitting at your desk.
2 feet flat on the floor.
No.
Yes.
I have a perfect invention that already exists.
Okay.
Get a swim floaty, put it around your ankle, pump it up, and then the circulation won't get cut off because there will be a pocket of air in between your leg and your ankle.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't think that'll help too much.
It will help. If anything, it'll help get circulation pumping. You know, when
Patent
you go pump on your arm and then it deflates and it's pumping real hard.
Yeah, it's called a blood pressure cuff.
Uh-huh. So kind of do that, but with a floaty.
That's not good.
I mean, you got floaties at the pool there at the Y, right?
Yeah.
Don't you wear floaties when you go, Nicole?
When I go at the gym, no, I don't wear floaties.
He wasn't asking the gym when you go to the Y.
It's 3.5 feet deep because it's a lap pool.
Ooh, that's pretty deep.
You got to take precautions.
That's almost 1 Nicole deep. Or actually, you're almost that one pool deep.
There's
MC
one
deep.
person that like has a snorkel, so they'll just be like, but also they're elderly, so they're going real slow. But I'm just like, is that person dead? But I'm like, oh, okay, they have a snorkel. We're good.
They might not have strong neck strength to be able to like tilt their head to get oxygen. So maybe they're like, I'm not going to fuck up my neck. I'll just put a snorkel on.
I mean, do what you gotta do, man.
And pube what you gotta pube.
Or maybe they're just like, I don't want to listen to people. I'll just be underwater.
Yeah.
Which is the way to go.
Guys, I got a story about gaslighting.
Okay.
Oh boy. Let's do this.
You know when categorically women, they will go to the doctors and the doctor will be like, you're not really in that much pain. Women are supposed to be more pain tolerant. So diagnosis get looked over strongly when it comes to women.
No,
well,
it's actually like women are fragile. So you're exaggerating.
Okay,
is what
well,
it is.
Okay. Either way, they're getting gaslit. Well, I know two people, if they were in the medical profession, they would be doing this as well. Because my two best friends, Nicole and MC Deep, tried mansplaining my own body to me.
Okay.
Because here's what happened.
I do have a doctorate, so this, okay.
Yeah, but it's a doctorate in, I don't know, jackassery. Okay? So fuck off. In tomfoolery.
In Yanks.
Oh, God. If you had a doctorate in Yanks, I would demand to be married. I gotta lock you down.
Demand it.
All right.
Okay.
Steve, when you drink cold water, does it make your body cold?
My throat, maybe. The mouth and the throat. But beyond that, not really.
Well, when I drink 6 cups of iced water, yes, that's how much I drink when I'm at breakfast. So my body gets physically cold. I'm like, ooh, man, it's real cold. We go outside and I'm like, oh man, I'm cold from drinking all that ice water. And then Nicole and MC Deep are like, no, you're just cold because it's cold outside. And I'm like, no, I was cold when I was inside. That's not how bodies work. And then I Google. It is scientifically, like Mayo Clinic is telling me this. And if you think, science is fake, Nicole's anti-vax over here. Because she doesn't believe in the science behind it.
I'm so woke, I'm anti-vax.
She's a girthy earther. I found out when you drink cold water, it can and does lower your core body temperature. Also with hot coffee. I'll drink a bunch of hot coffee and then I'm like, oh man, my body's warm.
Yeah. But like 3 hours later, though?
It was not 3 hours later. We had just walked out of the restaurant. And then you guys were like, oh, well, we were in there. Yes, I'm drinking water from the time we sit down to the time we leave, which is why I then peed for like 2 straight minutes when we got home.
While you were Googling.
I was not Googling while I was pissing because it might fall in the toilet. I can't afford that. I also can't afford a $200 TurboTax.
Extra phones.
No. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not my iPod.
Okay.
You got an extra iPod on that ass?
iPhone.
When was the last time you were
like
gaslit?
An iPhone 2, but to every day of my goddamn life.
Well, I was asking Steve. You're a gaslighter.
You just gaslit me just now because you're claiming that your body core temperature is going to get lowered from drinking ice water from what? Like 98.6 to 98.55? Is that what's happening?
Okay. Drink 6 cups of iced cold water, not water with ice in it. Put
Fucking
the ice in
chug it. I dare
chill
you.
it.
Cold ass shit.
Yes, and then drink it. And then eventually you'll be like, oh, my core temperature, my core of the body feels cold.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes until your 98-degree body warms it right back up.
Okay, well, I have very low body fat. I have poor circulation. Or good circulation. I don't know which one it is.
You have great circulation, James. Look at that. Look at that body. You're circulating.
Yeah, you're not sitting on your appendages. You're good.
Put me on the circle because I'm circulating.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm like a magazine in 1998.
I bet you'd win.
Why aren't you on like a reality show like The Circle? I'd love to see you on there.
I would do so either amazing or so poorly because I'd be like, I don't know what's going on.
You'd win The Circle.
I would just constantly be missing group chats. I'd be like, I'm sorry. I was sleeping. I can finally relax for the first time in my life.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping this entire time. I snuck weed in the airplane over to the UK.
Wow.
Ooh.
Because that's where they film it.
Oh, I thought you have done this in the past.
Oh, no.
I was like, you're a risky dude.
I've never been overseas.
Neither have I.
Yes, you have. You live on the sea. You've been over the sea, literally.
Well, yeah, I've been to the Caribbean. That not quite overseas, though. That's still within our little stretch of the seas.
Last time I checked, the Caribbean Sea.
It is a sea. I was over that sea.
Yes.
All right. Overseas. I spent some time overseas. I'm one of those guys.
Nicole,
What?
have you ever been overseas?
No.
Oh, dang. Ain't that so cool? Your freaking sister gets to go to England and then you get to inhale secondhand cigarette smoke at your other grandma's house.
What?
That was my situation. I don't know. What were you doing when your sister was in England?
Probably fucking at school, dude.
What? She was going on a school day?
It was her graduation present. She wasn't in school anymore.
College? Exactly.
One time on a job application, I spelled college with a D. College.
Hell yeah.
Nailed it.
I did not get that job.
Hired.
Man, I mean, I apply to places and they just say, no, thank you. Someone hire me.
You need to get Charlotte on your side because Charlotte decided she didn't like her job at the secondhand clothes store. So she's been applying at other jobs. She's gone on like 6 different interviews and she's gotten the job at every place. So she has her pick of the litter at this point. Everybody wants her. It's insane.
What the fuck?
She must have a cloak of charisma.
I think so. She's a super confident person. And hey, just this last week, I think I told you a couple weeks ago when we were talking during Sweet Child of Time about her skating career. And a couple weeks ago, we went to a meet in Odington and she kind of tanked it. I mean, it wasn't her fault at all. It's just she fell next to last. That was her placement. And she was pissed and she was ready to quit. But instead, she added more stuff to her routine, worked it out, and she came in first place in Greensboro this past weekend. So hell yeah to Charlotte. She's getting jobs and she's getting first place.
And Greensboro is a more competitive market.
Way more competitive. I mean, yeah, it was a small meet. It was maybe like 6 different teams competing, but still, I mean, come on, first place, Sally Brown. Come on.
Man, someday I will go from second to last to first place.
I mean, it's a big climb. It's a steep climb.
It's crazy how in the corporate world I did so well but hated it, but in the art world I'm failing so should I just treat this like a corporate job?
Yeah.
In what way? Like keeping the hours or
I don't
what do you mean?
know. Because technically someone else was making it corporate for me and I was just following in those lines, but I don't know how I would make this corporate.
You keep spreadsheets and you would like have meetings like every day, like 2-hour meetings with all your, cohorts and wear matching socks with everybody else in your office, which would be Nicole, I guess. She's in your office. And the cats are in your office too.
Sometimes Sean comes over.
Yeah, if he comes over, make sure to have some refreshments for him. Make sure your receptionist takes his name. That'd be very corporate.
Okay.
To, get him permission to come in the building.
Just start sending, actually, I should just start sending real invoices to people.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Anytime, that is what you need to do is like invoice. You have QuickBooks, Nicole. Perfect.
Yeah.
Can James get a little piece of that action?
Sure.
All right, there we go. I mean, I would just send a PDF of an invoice typed up.
Yeah, I'm like, you can just Google Docs that.
Or Chat GPT. Hey, make me an invoice.
No. Get out of here.
I did my work safety topic at work at my corporate job using Chat GPT.
Oh, dang.
Hell yeah.
But speaking of GPs, there's one of those in Spider-Man, GP7. Oh, my God. Steve Barnes, what? Nicole, that's his vehicle.
Oh.
I thought it was a Spider-Mobile.
No, it's called the GP7. He hops in there and he says, "Let's get it, babies." Guys, I've watched 42 episodes of this. I know it's the GP7.
Yeah, I believe you.
Okay, I thought you were trying to gaslight me.
No, geez.
Oh, man.
You already watched all of these?
Yes.
We're only on this is episode 2 we're watching today, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've already skipped ahead and watched the whole thing, spoilers and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
man?
I have to because
what he
I need
does.
to make sure that it can follow within our format of you really can join in on any episode and get the full experience and not have to know any information beforehand or previously.
Okay, this is not like Sweet Child of Time where I decide things on the fly, and then if it doesn't work, I just abandon it and do something else. So
Yeah.
you like to plan out. That makes sense.
And also, like, that makes me able to enjoy it a little bit more and go into it and be like, okay, and there's subtitles. So it's very hard to just watch something right away and be like, oh, okay, I can get the full grasp of it. Also, if Nicole misses something, I have seen this episode that we watched today. This would have been my third time watching it because I watch it initially, rewatch it before watching it with Nicole, then watch it with Nicole.
Subtitles, no problem. I'm watching Dark right now, and I'm not doing what you're doing. I didn't watch all. I mean, I did like a year ago watch all of Dark, but I'm just sticking to like one episode at a time. So I'm not doing a lot of skipping ahead. But it is all these closed captions. I am having to like look at the top of the screen, look at the bottom of the screen, and do that back and forth. So I appreciate that, this show is also falls in that same category. I got to miss some words while I was trying to watch some action.
Mm-hmm. But what is your experience with Spider-Man?
I'm a Spidey lover, man. Come on. I dressed as Spider-Man. Listen to me. I love him so much. For Halloween, when I worked at Applebee's, I waited tables on Halloween as Spider-Man. So that should give you a little bit of a heads up how much I like Spider-Man. As a kid, I loved the PBS Spider-Man when it came on, like the Electric Company. They would have those Spider-Man stuff. But, I didn't really read the comics or Into the Spider-Verse was pretty badass. I love that movie, but the other Spider-Man movies I could give or take.
Dang, really? Even Spider-Man 3?
I don't think I even saw I only saw Spider-Man 1 and 2 to my knowledge. If I saw 3, it just went over my head.
Dang, not even Spider-Man the Animated Series? You didn't watch that with Caleb?
No, I did not.
Oh,
Sure did not. Sorry. But speaking of Caleb, though, Caleb surprised me at Easter yesterday because he's already seen all these episodes too, James.
Whoa.
He has?
Yeah, except when I said Toei Spider-Man, he said, "Do you mean the Japanese Spider-Man from the 70s?" I said, yes. So he wasn't familiar with the Toei portion of it, but yeah, he's seen them all. He loves them.
It is also Toei in case anyone comes after us.
Toei. It sounds so much cuter saying it Toei. I like Toei. I'm gonna say Toei. You can't stop me.
Don't fucking add us.
Yeah, you fuckers. We haven't said that in a long time.
I know. That's
Don't
why I
add
had
us.
to.
Oh, yeah, I am scared, too. You said don't add us, and I think you're directed at me, Nicole. As the last episode, I believe it was you, Nicole, that said something along the lines of, like, if anybody comes on here and tries to do some research on this show and try to tell us any shit about this, I'm going to rip their goddamn head off. I remember you said that.
Yeah, verbatim.
Well, and I did say I'll punch them so hard they'll get a penis, and then there'll be 2 hits.
Yes.
Yeah.
I already have a penis, so it's fine, but I didn't do any research. I don't know anything about this, so I'm safe.
Well, technically,
you can't at me.
You did research by listening to our first episode.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was fun research. It's the kind of research I like to do.
Yay. So let's get into today's episode.
Hell yeah.
Because all we had to do was ask him what he likes about Spider-Man. Today we watched episode 2 of Spider-Man entitled The Bizarre World, The Man with a Destined Life. Ho-ho! Real quick rundown. It's mainly flashbacks, but with new visuals added in. And then there's a ghost thing that's making real big gusts or something on trains and whatnot, and people are dying. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, this is Spider-Man, so of course I love it. And this is a Spider-Man like I've never seen him before. I love this music. I love these intros and outros to Sentai shows such as this. This is Sentai, right?
Yeah, technically.
I love the history lesson. I mean, this was like a 100% win for me. I mean, I thought it was a little goofy, of course, because Sentai's a little goofy, but I would watch this again. I liked it a lot. I liked the music a lot.
You know who else is a little bit goofy? Max, his son. Yuck.
Wow.
Yuck.
You want to know what's also a little bit goofy? My butthole, because she's coming in it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh, because I'm getting funny fucked over here by TurboTax.
There's a little bit of goofy in your butt.
Oh, okay, yeah. I like the TurboTax alt much more. Instead of me just saying Goofy's coming inside of me. I'm dripping with Goofy.
You know what I love?
What that?
That Steve is wearing a Darling Homebody merch.
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah. I got to represent. I'm a Darling Homebody High Society.
Oh, yeah.
High Society member. What is it?
Secret Society.
I couldn't even say it because it's so secret. I thought it was High Society because that's how I'm living, but I got it all. I got Hopper. Hopper's
Steve's
coming
high.
this month, isn't he?
Yeah, no. You should have already got it.
Right.
I haven't checked the mailbox. I've been out of town for like a week, so it's probably in the mailbox. I'm excited about that. I love the merch. I love the puppy.
Yes.
I wish I had mentioned something about roller skates to you in retrospect because, you know, we're a roller skating family. So I wish I could have incorporated that somehow. But I love the guitar. I love the stand-up comedy. That I don't know. That still makes me smile just thinking about it. So
here's what we do.
Okay.
We ask your daughter what is her spirit animal. And then when she tells us that, we can use her as a reference point for that animal in roller skates.
Dang. Well, I mean, you know, you got to talk to the president of Darling Homebody before we make any kind of decisions. But I like that.
I thought you were going to say, you got to speak to the president, at least in my house, my daughter.
Or just what animal would you like to see in roller skate?
Oh, yeah. Do that too. A walrus.
A spider.
Oh, that's kooky.
Because they have a lot of legs. That's not an animal, though.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to guess she's going to say a red panda.
Oh, that's cute as shit.
Do it up. Red panda and skates.
I'm predicting red panda. I'm not saying that's what she's going to say. That's my prediction.
Call her up right now. Like if she's doing something, hey, we can interrupt her like she interrupted us while recording Sweet Child of Time. Get over here.
Do you want me to? I absolutely can.
No, don't. She'll be pissed.
Oh, my God.
We need the teen vote on this show.
Absolutely.
That's the only way we're going to be more popular than Sweet Child of Time.
Okay.
Well, that's how you get it. You feature a teenager via call-in.
We'll get Regina on someday.
Okay.
We'll get Addison on someday.
Okay.
That's probably our best bet because she's cool.
Regina's cool.
Addison, I think it would fit this show better. Regina would just be like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Addison would roll with the punches
and
make a few herself.
She's good at improv.
Uh-huh.
For sure.
I'm sitting over here pretending like I know who Regina and Addison are. I'm just pretending.
Regina's my niece.
This is my cousin.
This is her cousin. Technically my cousin.
All I know is the mother who birthed you and the brother in common law, and that's about it, buddy. I'm sorry.
Dang, not even my sister? Not even my sister who has been on the
Louise.
show?
I know Louise. Okay.
No, Steve says you gotta fucking pay if you want to be recognized by me.
Uh-huh. If you want to be recognized as a family of these two co-hosts, get out of here. Pay some money. I should just start saying that to my family. You want to be recognized as a family member?
Yeah.
You got to pay on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Join the Patreon, April 15th.
You want to get into this episode, guys?
I guess. I'm just kidding. I fucking love this show.
I loved it too. I got a lot to say.
We start out with Spider-Man saying, there's night winds, which is a thing, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, night winds. It's called me when I'm Dutch ovening, am I right?
Wow. Yourself.
Uh-huh.
The winds are only 40 kilometers an hour, which translates to 24 miles an hour winds, which is not enough to do shit.
Oh, yeah, no.
So when they were talking about the train derailing, I think that was a big clue for us that it wasn't the wind because he had to make mention of how fast the wind was going.
Yeah, because there have been a couple times here in Chicago when the wind's insanely rapid.
Yeah.
And the L's will be discontinued, so I would have to run like 8 blocks to another street to get onto a bus in order to get home in time from work.
Well, this tells me the writers were paying attention because they put a little loophole in here for us, little Easter egg for us to find about this wind speed and the lie about the wind. So it's genius.
But kids might be like, whoa, 20-mile-an-hour wind? That's insane.
Or they'd be like, that's bullshit.
Oh, damn. They're like, I can run 40 kilometers an hour, okay?
They kept calling it like a gale of wind, but I just kept picturing like a 40-year-old woman named Gail just like shoving a train over.
I would love that.
It was great, but that's not what we got.
Or she screams to Thomas the Tank Engine, I'd like to see your manager.
What?
Gail's kind of a type that would do that.
Yeah.
Karen hangs with Gail.
Yeah, for sure.
Or she'd be a little more polite about it. She'd say, okay, well, I know it's going to be an issue, but I'd really like to see your manager. And then Thomas has to be like, oh, okay, I'll try and find him. I'm a sentient train. I've been modded into Silent Hill.
Yeah.
You've heard of night beaches? What about night winds?
Night gales.
A nightingale.
Whoa.
It was a bird all along.
It was a bird. Natural enemy of the spider.
Yeah, instead of having spider sense, he just has like an actual spider come talk to him. Is that how they do it in this show?
No, eventually he will just have normal spider sense.
Yeah, I noticed later on he kind of develops that, but I thought it was great how like instead of spidey sense, just a brown spider come around and talk to you in your ear.
He says, hello, me. Meet the real me.
What the fuck?
In my execution. He knows. Steve knows.
I don't.
It's Megadeth.
Yeah, Megadeth.
Woken up by a spider is fucking terrifying. I hate it.
Been there,
Or
done
a spider
that.
in the kitchen also is terrifying.
Hate it.
A kid walking sorry.
There's a spider in the boardroom.
Hate it.
There's a kid walking around with a toothbrush in their mouth. Gotta hate that too.
Hate it.
Because that's an accident, an extreme accident waiting to happen. They slip and fall, slam into the back of their throat.
I was kidding because I actually loved the fact that he was walking around with that toothbrush in his mouth because I remember my sister used to do the exact same thing. And my mother, if anything was out of the ordinary or anything was not quite right, it had to be addressed. And so, yeah, my sister got called out a lot for walking around with a toothbrush in her mouth for the exact same thing. My mom said, you're going to fall down and that thing's going to go through your throat. Mm-hmm. It never happened. Mom was wrong. Vicky's fine.
Yeah, because she put that in her mind, so she was being
more careful.
More careful, exactly.
She wasn't.
I couldn't have a child. I would do psychological damage to them of projecting my fears onto them. Mm-hmm. I'd be more than a helicopter parent. I don't know what that would be.
Is a turbojet parent?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something that constantly flies around you. I'd be a swarm of fly parent.
Ew.
Swarm of bees, because those parents give the sting all the time. Mm-hmm. I don't know, James. I thought I'd be terrible at parenting too, and somehow I can't say I've succeeded or what. Well, I have succeeded with one because one is an adult and he's out there in the world by himself now. This other one is gearing to be successful. Hopefully the next year pans out.
Fingers crossed, she's already got 6 jobs lined up.
No joke.
What if she pulls a Caleb from Ninja Steel and she's like, I found my dream job. I'm going to drop out of high school and stop being a Power Ranger.
Ooh. I demand that she continue being a Power Ranger. School is optional. Power Ranger is not.
Priorities.
I really like or don't like when Hitomi, she walks in to Tatsuya's room and she goes, oh, hey, you got to wake up. Did you watch the news earlier? And he should have been like, yeah, I wake up at 5 a.m. to watch the news. Then I take a snooze. No one does that. It's not like he's taking an early morning nap.
I guess that was more for us, the viewer, I suppose, that she had this. I immediately thought about East Palestine because that's where my head has been these past month or so. And she's running there to get some photographs of that.
Well, I'm not sure what's going on in East Palestine.
Oh, the big train derailment. The train got derailed and all those toxic chemicals killed some fish, and the water's in terrible shape right now. It looks like this train derailment in this Spider-Man episode was a little better contained. I mean, I'm sure it was just as tragic, but I don't think as much ramifications came from it. I like the fact that she wanted to take pictures of it because, you know, Spider-Man typically is a photographer that sets up a camera, takes pictures of himself while he does his thing. So I guess in this show, there's a photographer there as well, but it's not Spider-Man. It's more of like a Superman situation, I guess.
Correct. Yeah.
It's cool they brought that into the fold, though.
Yeah, my guess is they were like, we can't have him be doing both. This would consume your life. So let's make sure he's just hanging out on his dirt bike until he is needed elsewhere. Then he can zoom on past.
Make sure he gets plenty of naps because he's a, according to his sister, he's a lazy bones.
Which, guys, I have a note later on, but first, Happy Easter. This is an Easter episode. We see Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
We saw him in the flesh today.
Well, I wanted to, because you just said, yeah, he's a lazy bones, but it's like he's depressed because his dad died.
Yes, you could bring that up as well.
And she did that thing. I wrote, she's almost as bad as that boyfriend from Scream.
Oh, yeah.
Being like, you need to get over your fucking dad dying already, dude.
Why aren't we fucking yet? Your mom died a year ago. That pussy should be moist by now.
Ew.
That's what he says, okay? And he's like, I'm gonna come in you. And she's like, please don't. My mother died. Yeah, a year ago after I killed her.
But yeah, Jesus Christ is
Reborn.
Garia.
I guess,
Yeah,
yeah.
they kept doing like the superimpose of Garia. Then he would turn into Jesus and he would turn into Garia. It was nice. The blood.
And then we see a flashback of, we were told this story a little shorter by Garia in the previous episode, but now we're seeing it on screen unfold, how Professor Monster came to planet, Spider destroyed it, but Garia was able to escape, followed him to Earth, took him out. But I wrote down, why does Garia look like a steampunk creature from the Black Lagoon? He's a bug, not a fish.
Yeah.
And then Garia said, I tried to blend into late 1500s Japan in my finned helmet and my space jalopy. You're not trying to blend into the chaos. If anything, the chaos is making you even more apparent.
Yeah.
Because wars in Japan were going on at the time.
Yeah.
I did like the parallel history lesson between Japan and the spider planet and how they were intertwined. I never realized that in school, and I'm glad I learned that now. And the Marveler, I was so confused.
Wait. Do you think this really happened, Steve?
Do you think Spider Planet is real?
I mean, they said it. I mean, you know I'm gullible, y'all. Like, if I see something, I believe it.
Okay. Oh, man. Nicole,
What?
we should just pull up, like, a graphic that says, like, hey, give James $100.
What?
Then he'll see it and believe it. No, I wouldn't. I don't want to take advantage
got
of
it.
my friend.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We need to take advantage of other people like Steve.
Yeah.
There we go.
Need to get a couple more Steves up in the fold. This is a side note, James. Have you gotten any Patreons in the past couple days, in the past couple weeks?
I already know I'm going to be streaming until I pass out on April 15th.
I expected somebody to join, and I'm disappointed, so I need to re-up on that.
Sure didn't.
Maybe they're waiting till the 15th.
Maybe, but I'm telling people, it's till 40. So like at the 30 and the 40th, that's when I do that Pocky challenge. Let me check. Maybe I didn't notice that we got a new one. Nope, haven't gotten a new one.
So if you're having your Patreon thing on Spider Planet, like 20 years on Earth is like 400 years on Earth is 20 on the Spider Planet.
I thought it was just because he was deep down in the earth.
No.
No, that's what he said.
He said
that
it
he
multiple times.
Oh, okay.
So if you had 40 Patreons on Earth, that'd be weird. You only have half a Patreon on Spider Planet in that case. That'd be kind of sucky. So you need to get those 400 Patreons so you can have at least 20 here on Earth. You need 800 Patreons, actually, so you can have 40.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, James. Your goal just got huge.
But people on Spider Planet, a lot more generous. They're going to be giving me a lot. Or maybe it's just the weight. Like, oh my God, they have 20 patrons. Well, that means 400 of us should be joining. Like, that's how popular it would be on Spider Planet. Maybe they have a bigger population.
I would hope so. They have bigger years. No, I keep getting it backwards. They have smaller years. Oh.
Well, no. I think they live longer. I think that's the big thing.
Yes, it is. And they have the Spiderian blood, too, which Christ has as well.
Oh,
I got my cards right.
Jesus was a superhero. Face the facts, children.
Jesus was an alien.
Oh, that too. People do say angels were aliens.
From Planet Spider.
Uh-huh. He got sucked up with that spider blood, and he said, it's coursing through my veins.
Yeah.
That's how he was able to live so long on the cross.
You know what I love?
Jesus. The Nazarene boy.
In this sort of flashback, it's very, like, serious, okay? And there's a fight scene, and there's a fucking slide whistle, dude.
Yeah.
I can't. Like, it's so funny.
But you can.
I wrote that down too. And they did it like so many times in a row, like 5 times in a row, every time. And I thought those guys looked like angry ducks, personally. Those little duck bills they had on their faces.
Oh, man, just don't say they're angry birds will get a lawsuit.
Oh, no.
Maybe the slide whistle was like birds in the background going, hooey, hooey, hooey.
No.
Okay. I didn't notice it. I'm more into the story, okay? I was also filled with rage from TurboTax.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know how you could have missed those slide whistles as they were going. And there was one thing, like I liked the angry duck thing, but I wrote down the timestamp because I wanted y'all to see this if you didn't notice it. At minute 13:55, Spider-Man just simply jazz hands like 6 of those ducks away from him. He doesn't touch them. He just goes like this and wiggles his fingers and they all fall down without even a touch. He's got the Spiderian blood.
Maybe there was supposed to be like an after effect like they do sometimes of a spider web and they just forgot to put it in.
That is totally reasonable.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Because this show was constant, hey, one to the next one. This needed to be done so quickly and in such a small budget.
They did great things with a small budget too. Like I like the cut scenes and the close-ups, and they did. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's normal Sentai stuff that they do good things with small budgets, but I noticed it in this show particularly. I think all the budget went to the costumes and to like the vehicles.
Probably.
And then everybody else could just kick rocks. I mean, that's all we need.
They technically were kicking rocks. They were in a quarry a lot.
That's got to be a great place to film and hang.
Yeah, I mean, Five Man was predominantly in a quarry. So they meet all these grunts, these angry ducks, as Steve says, and Spider-Man saves the day, but then Takuya comes back and he goes, are you okay? And then this man who technically saved the day, he has a stronger will than I, because when his family is like, oh, you were a coward, you ran away, and Spider-Man had to deal with it, this is when immediately I'd be like, yeah, guys, I'm Spider-Man. You're not going to gaslight me into thinking I'm not worthy and not a protector of my family when I clearly am. Okay, it was me. I don't care what yes, because you were calling me a little pussy, you might get abducted and killed by you might be held hostage, kidnapped in order to draw me out because you know who Spider-Man is. This is on you, okay?
Dang. Well.
And I'm also bringing this up because this instance right here happens in maybe every 4 episodes. And as someone who watched this in 2 times speed to 4 times speed and just bulk watched all of them, it happened within the hour twice most days I was watching. I was like, Jesus, man, how are you keeping your cool?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, okay, so I guess what you have to do then is some meditation, because that's what I saw Spider-Man doing at one point. He was doing like some kind of like trans meditative, like connecting to the universe kind of thing. And I think with that kind of mind frame, he was able to stay humble and like not blow his cover.
Mm-hmm.
So try some meditation, James.
Maybe. Unless I'm high, I'm not going to be able. I can't get into my own head because I'll be like, oh, I should be working right now.
Or
Yes.
He's so depressed from his dad dying that he's like, you know what? I deserve these insults.
I couldn't say my daddy.
Yeah.
Start calling your father your cummy half, okay?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Start calling him your cummy half. And your mommy?
Explain yourself.
And your mommy, your yolky half.
Explain yourself.
Your father gave you the cum to be as your mom gave you the yolk to be.
What?
Your dad is the cum half of you, and your mother is the egg half of you. Your father is your cummy half.
It makes sense, but I'm still with Nicole, where Nicole is looking at you incredulously, wanting some more explanation from you.
I can't explain why I have
Keep going. Keep explaining it the exact same way.
Okay. Maybe someone in my life has been like, oh, well, they're just words. Why are you offended by words? Or like, oh, if someone's calling you this and that, it's just a word. I wanted to start referring to him at like restaurants and such as my cummy half or the man who came in my mom and see if he'd be like, oh, you can't be saying that to people. And I'd be like, it's just words, you snowflake.
It's just truth.
Yes, yeah. It's the truth. You are the seed that planted me. Okay? And mother is that of the egg in the sun.
I like how Nicole kept making you explain yourself.
I'll keep explaining it.
Because I got it from the very get-go.
Or I say like, oh, he's my cum dumpster, okay? My cum donor. Because technically he don't. And then be like, it's fine.
I have a question.
Oh, is it that?
To change the subject.
Okay, I thought it was on the same subject.
And I'm just going to read this. It's probably weird. Okay. Is Garia actually a spider? Or is Takia imagining it? Or do all spiders sound the same? Or do all spiders share the same consciousness?
What is this? Stanley Kubrick's The Shining?
Yes.
I think Garia, when he got dusted in the first episode, his soul was able to stay in some spiders to help usher Takuya into Spider-Man as a whole.
I think it was just one spider, though. I think it was one individual spider. So like the spider in the kitchen was the same spider that was hanging in the window, was the same spider that died at one point and was resurrected or something. That part lost me. I was spiraling. But
okay, another question, Steve.
Yes.
How the fuck are they making this spider dangle? Like, do you think, like, did they just like really gingerly like tie a piece of fishing line to a spider? Like, how are they doing this?
I know. So you can do that to...
I want to hear what Steve has to say.
Well, I want to say that it's a natural occurrence, that it's the actual web of the spider, except that one scene that blows my theory is when he's asking the spider questions and the spider like bounces up and down as if to say yes on the string. So that makes me think that they took a little string and they tied a little knot around the little spider very gingerly, maybe around one of his little legs, and they did some dangling, because that was a real spider for sure.
So it is a string because it's like the way it's hanging is from like the middle of his body instead of like its butt, which is where the web comes out.
Okay, I didn't notice that.
So you can do this to bees.
What?
You can put them in a cold environment that will put them into like a natural hibernation. And you can then tie a string to them and kind of have a bee on a leash.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they did that on CKY.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this is something you can do.
So imagine they did the same thing with the spider.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
But speaking of the spider,
Garia
says, take these 400 years of regret. Free me. I'd be like, okay, I will avenge you because it's also avenging my father, but don't give me this baggage of 400 years of regret. I'm not going to free you of that. That's on your own volition. Do that in purgatory.
I just don't want a spider following me around.
There was once at an old location I lived at, there once was this spider that all of a sudden, like, our bed was on a wall. This spider crawled like from the wall underneath the bed on there, and I was like, oh, had to punch that thing real quick.
You did it.
Big man.
It was terrifying. What's your worst spider story?
Nicole goes first.
Do you have any?
I don't want that at all.
Remember when all those spiders crawled out of your cheek?
What?
Oh, wait, no, that was a movie.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I hate this.
Okay, she doesn't have any.
I mean, raking a pile of leaves and jumping in it, and then a big ass spider crawls out.
Oh. Yeah. Me, I'm here in the southeast corridor. So black widows are around a lot. And, you know, I work in utilities. So I'm in like dank buildings a lot and meter boxes in the ground.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing black widows daily. Never had an experience with one like negative, but I did have a scare one time where I had like a 3-foot long like rod that I would like use to open the boxes and then like, you know, fiddle around in there.
Okay.
A spider got on that rod and started crawling up towards my hand in a real fast motion, a black widow as well. So that was my close call.
That rod just belongs to the spider now. It's gone. So before moving on to like the final fight scene, does anyone have anything they want to say?
No, just about the twin-headed specter.
Yeah, that's what we're moving on to.
Before we get to that, what was that car called again? You said like the DT7 or something like that?
The GP7.
GP7 reminded me, I wrote down, it looked like a female Wienermobile. Like, it reminded me of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, except it had a definite feminine look to it. It looked like it was wearing lipstick and it had like big, beautiful eyes. And like the shape of it was a very feminine car. I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay, I thought you meant because the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile looks like a penis. I thought you meant this was the female version. It's a vagina.
I didn't see a vagina, but that's the first thing I thought of is it's the female Wienermobile.
You saw a mouth.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, I got a mouthy vagina. Meaning she's constantly talking back.
Sassy.
And I got a toothy vagina, too.
What's this fucker called?
Twin-headed specter or two-headed specter. We don't know.
It's twin.
Twin-headed specter.
And it's not a fucking ghost. I got excited. It is not a ghost.
Well, of course it's not. How would they do that?
At least, like, make it paint it all spooky.
No. Actually, they did that in 5-Man. There was a ghost in 5-Man. Or there were ghosts of another. Never mind. Listen to those episodes.
5-Man.
My only comment on this individual is this BM, the twin-headed specter, must have gone to work for the U.S. Railroad Department because wowzers, making those train tracks look bad.
I like the spider strings. Instead of being spider webs or whatever, they had to say spider strings, I guess because they couldn't get a copyright on webs.
No.
Maybe
because they were like, it's just strings, you know?
Or he says it like 5 times in this episode.
Or it's a translation issue.
No, because you could hear him say spider strings.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
He was saying it in English. Yeah.
Well, it could also be a translation issue of like, oh, yeah, strings are these, right?
And And they're like, we can't use ropes because that's like a sexual thing.
No. Every
That's
single
like
person in
cum.
Dungeons and Dragons is a sexual thing. Everyone has a rope.
Spider ropes.
No, just like ropes, and some of them have like chainmail.
Shooting spider ropes.
Ew, we're not naming the episode that. No matter how your voice was saying, I'm going to say this, so he names it Shooting Spider Ropes.
No, because you were gaslighting me, bitch.
Well, I was going to eventually start, and some of them have whips, and you want to know what? It is role playing. Yeah, you want to know what? Ropes is sexy.
Yeah. Ropes is cum.
What if you came home one day and I was like all tied in ropes, like in the shape of a leotard, but I was hanging from the ceiling with an apple in my mouth, and I was saying, "Come here and get me."
That'd be... It was hot until you said words.
Okay. All right, then just apple in my mouth and plug in my butt.
And don't say a word.
Or you want to know what? It's a tube of lube is in my butt, so all you have to do is pull it out and you're ready.
Wow. I just really I don't remember what that... Is it just called bondage where they tie rope? I just think it's cool in an art way.
It's also, when it's form-fitting, especially on a woman, I don't want it tight, form-fitting, because sometimes they'll make it so it, squeezes the boobs.
Yeah.
So it looks like you're...
They're just being squeezed out like toothpaste.
As if you put a bar of soap in a dish rag and then, held it at the bottom and kind of went like this. Guys, this is a perfect explanation if you could see what I'm doing.
It's not.
Is.
It's super not.
Well, hey, in my mind, that's what I would do sometimes. And that's kind of what a boob looks like when it's all pinched together with rope.
Where am I?
You're the one who brought up shooting spider ropes. Now it has to be the name. Proud podcast partner of the Tokusatsu
It's a
Network.
floating brain with a spinal column.
Grab him by the brain stem.
And it's fucking cool, and I'm sad we didn't get more of it.
Just a couple brief glimpses. Was there two of them or just one of them? I felt like there was two of them at one point.
I think there's just one.
I think there's just one.
Like I said, I was spiraling. I was kind of losing focus towards the end here, so... I loved it as well, especially when it joined up with his body counterpart and became I couldn't even describe in words what that thing was that he was fighting when he became big. Like that green and red, Christmas ornament, I guess, is what it looks most like to me.
Yeah. The thing that I could make sense of it as was a fly, but it didn't have wings and the colors are weird.
It looked like an alien.
But... James brought this up that the body looks the same as the monster from the first episode.
So it looks like they just removed the head and the arms and then put new ones onto it to be it's different enough.
Budget.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
I liked all the metal gear. We skipped past the guy with the cyborg metal eye, and the other guy had this full metal helmet. I don't know if that's getting reused or not, but I loved all that. I don't know if you call it machinery or weaponry or what, but it was good stuff.
Well, he'll be in every episode.
Yeah.
Thank God. Well, these lyrics, I love the lyrics to these songs too. There's I want to say emo almost, the lyrics to these songs, because they talk a lot about death and feeling bad and being depressed, and I don't know, I dug it.
Because his daddy just died.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad sleeps beneath the gravestone, I think is what the lyric was.
It says, I weep for my Cum Half. And he doesn't even know who his Yoki is.
Oh, is that a mystery?
We never see the mom. She's never brought up.
She wasn't written into the script.
No, and most of the children we will meet, either they don't have one of their parents or they don't have both. And if they do have a parent, chances are by the end of the episode, they won't have either parent.
It's better for moving the story forward, I suppose.
Yeah, but then we never see the child ever again, and it's every single episode. Just saying, hey, these you really want to hate these villains? Guess what? They'll make an orphan of you. Or sometimes they will make, I don't know what you would, an empty nester, an early empty nester, because they will kill a child.
Yeah, the opposite.
Yeah, what do you call a parent who lost their child? Finally call them because they'll have time to hang out.
Wow. That is fucked up. I'm going to Google it.
Okay, I thought you were...
I don't know if there's a word for that besides just a sad dad.
The unimaginable. That's what Hamilton calls it. But while Nicole is looking that up, I think that's the episode. He defeats the brainstem, and it's kind of just the end.
Yeah, there wasn't like a big resolution wrap up. It was just, it was over.
Yeah.
And I was like, did I miss something? I think I'm supposed to watch the next episode to figure it out.
No. No, you're not, because there wasn't a child or a person that was being affected by this. It was just like, oh, it's knocking down trains, and that's it.
I mean, at least I was confused, and then I got the great song. So like that's the good thing about this show is it starts strong, it ends strong. The stuff in the middle is pretty cool too.
Doesn't make much sense, but it's cool.
Yeah.
But Steve.
But James.
A Spider-Man is generally someone bitten by a spider and turned into a superhero, and they're like, hey, I got spider powers. If you were to become a superhero by being bitten by any animal, what kind of animal would you want to be bitten by? What kind of powers would you have?
I mean, they say keep it close to home. I don't want to go too far and get too crazy on this. So just right outside my window, squirrels. So I think these squirrels could bite me.
Ooh.
And then I could have squirrel powers. I could scurry up the tree too, and I could build a nest and scare my dog. Squirrel powers it is, James.
I like that, scaring dogs, putting them in their place. You'd be a biological dominator.
The squirrels have taken over our garage, so my dog gets crazy and barks at them and tries to scare them out, and they end up scaring him. So
Good.
Yeah, I guess that's my answer. Squirrel, absolutely.
So not a flying squirrel? You wouldn't want any of those abilities?
They're played out. I want the real deal, man. I mean, when I see these guys jumping from tree to tree, it looks like they're flying. So I think just those good jump powers is all I need.
Would you want to have a tail? Like when you change form, do you get a tail? Or would you want just like your punches to be as hard hitting as a smack from a squirrel tail?
You need a tail to change your velocity so you always land on your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the balance, you need that. I would grow the claws. The claws would like shoot out, so I'd have those nice claws that the squirrels have.
I like that.
Climb any tree in the world.
Climb any building. You could do that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, squirrels do live in the city. I don't know why they do that, but some of them are city squirrels.
And you'd be able to hold, like, you wouldn't need pockets. You could just hold all your inventory in your cheeks.
Oh, isn't there some kind of rodent that's not a kangaroo that also has pouches, or is it just the kangaroo that has the pouch?
Possums also.
Possums.
Because they're
I
a
wouldn't want to be a
marsupial.
possum. Too slow. I'm sticking with squirrel.
Yeah.
Sticking with the squirrel.
You could also, like, hide your friends or allies in your mouth.
No.
James, you need hiding?
Uh-huh. Because then like, oh, I'm sneaking both of us in.
That's too big.
No, because you are now fully...
They can do it.
You're a
Yeah.
human size, so you should be able to hold a human-sized person in your mouth.
No.
I agree with James here. Squirrels can do some amazing... They can put so much stuff in those mouths. I can probably fit both of y'all in my mouth. We could all go to a show.
Yeah.
Pay 3 for 1 special.
You ever see a squirrel put another squirrel in its
I have.
A little baby squirrel, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you could put like a human baby in your mouth.
To calm the baby squirrel after being out of the womb, a mother will put a baby squirrel in her mouth to comfort.
Oh my God.
That's all the squirrel facts I know.
Wow. Segue. I have facts for you.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready to learn?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the word for a parent who has lost their child is vilomah.
Ooh.
VILOMAH. So it comes from Sanskrit, which means against the natural order. Sanskrit is one of the oldest languages that dates back to 400 BC. The same language gave us the word widow, signifying empty. There are times English cannot capture the true essence of a word. The term vilomah is a powerful yet straightforward word that captures the pain and turmoil that a parent faces in this situation.
Oh, dang. That also dates back to 20 BC, Spider Planet.
Spider Planet.
Vilomah, I like that.
Aroma.
Vilomah? What's it is again?
Villaroma aroma.
Villaroma?
No, there's no R.
Vilomah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Viloma aroma. There you go.
I'm already confused.
I spelled it for you.
Yeah, well, he's confusing me. He's gaslighting my brain.
No.
I totally am. I'm trying to make a little rhymey thing here, and it's like putting too many syllables in there. Viloma aroma. I said it correctly that time.
There you go.
Viloma aroma.
Is he correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Steve, thank you so much for being on this show.
Thank you for having me. I very much appreciate it.
Oh, you got anything to plug?
Always. Sweet Child of Time. We've transitioned from Wheel of Time stuff over to Dark. So we've already done Dark episode 1. We're doing episode 2 tomorrow. So it'll probably be out Wednesday or such. So yeah, keep listening to Sweet Child of Time. I will keep recapping shows always. Even when I run out of shows to recap, I'll pick up another one. Yeah, that's what I got today, James. How about you? Are you and Nicole plugging stuff today?
Yeah, I'm going to plug Darling Homebody. Follow me on social medias and visit darlinghomebody.com to join the Darling Homebody Society. Join before May 1st and get a real cute sailor cat. darlinghomebody.com also for other things that I make. And I think that's it.
Hey guys, head over to MLMpod.com to find out information about my other podcasts such as Formulaic, Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, Hit It and Crit It, or The Height of Horror. All of those available wherever you're listening to this show right now. Also, listen to my music under Marshland Monster. Have a new single with Dragon Boy Suede called Catfight coming out next week, April 27th. I think that's next week, probably. No, it's in 2 weeks. It's a good time. Please check that out when it drops and listen to all our other singles, please. When Howard gets that money at the month time, if it starts growing and growing, he'll be like, okay, I guess I should finally get James on Who Charted. Also, please just tweet at Howard Kramer and say, would love Marshland Monster to be on Who Charted. Because he said he's waiting for us to have amassed a lot of tracks to kind of shame his other producer into being like, hey, we got all these tracks done. Why is Tears on My Shaft taking so long? So let's kind of kickstart that. Let's keep these numbers growing and tweet at Howard Kramer. And head over to patreon.com/MLM where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. This week, got a Mostly Speaking Sentai After Dark coming out talking about Akiba Ranger. We're almost done with that, so that either means we got to go on to the second one, or I got to start watching Garo. I'll figure it out. Hopefully, I won't figure it out a week before we have to record. Yay.
Nickelodeon's hit game show.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. But if you're a $10 patron, you get the weekly stuff, monthly stuff in the form of straight to Patreon. I think this month might be Invisible Dad. Nicole will not be in attendance. It should be Torchy Berry, Sean Marciniak, and myself. If all works out, it's going to be a good time. So check that out, and you get you get shout outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, He's a Rapper, Defo, D-FO, Jordan B, The Chaos Witch, my big ol' brother in common law, Joshua Jakis, Steve Barnes, our current guest.
Hi.
There you go. My mother, a.k.a. my yoke half.
No.
Even though technically I know she should be my egg white half because the yolk is the fertilized egg.
Just go.
Little Corey's BFF and roommate, Shane, that fed, and Core Winning. Twitch.tv/Core Winning, I should say. It's Corwin. I've been James.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Steve Barnes.
And we've been Mostly Speaking Spider-Man. Bye-bye. This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCollum. For more content, please visit mlmpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. And this is Mostly Speaking Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Are we just doing Spider-Man now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to hit the...
I thought it was just a first episode thing.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you said that. I'm sorry, because that is...
Technically fits the format.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. I wanted to make a joke about how you should have said, I'm 30 and squirty.
I'm 30 and squirty?
Instead of 29 for the second time.
But what? How does that make me 31?
I don't know.
A squirt equals 1 year?
It just rhymes.
Damn. I've aged quite a bit since knowing you because I'm constantly squirting. Because I'm always popping open a can of squirt. Actually, drinking one of those probably does that a year.
Yeah.
Because it's full of GMOs.
Oh, it adds a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And PTOs. Paid time off, baby.
Well, it doesn't like add a year to your lifespan. It makes you 1 year older.
Yeah.
So it actually takes one away.
Yeah, in a way. Y'all ready for this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And all he's got to do is take a break so he can make sure his recording comes through.
I'm saving it. Egg whites on the shore. You know I'll save them all summer.